me some pool fee for being at. I haven't been there, but I did. Somebody did send me something today that said Trump said he didn't know me.
He said he didn't know you. I actually have his tweet right here.
Tweet.
This is very exciting. He's with exposure. He thinks it's very careful to just barely be on TV at all.
Barely get yourself out there.
But is that true? You say you claim right here you have met him.
Yeah, I met him a lot.
You've played golf with him.
I played golf with him.
I don't know Samuel L. Jackson, to the best of my knowledge, haven't played golf with him, and think he does too many TV commercials. Boring, not a fan.
Not a bad thing.
Now, it's very interesting when Donald Trump says someone is out on TV too much.
Samuel L. Jackson just served Donald Trump a hot slice of humble pie, and let's just say it came with extra sass on the side. The actor's recent Instagram post turned out to be way more than just a casual snapshot. It accidentally exposed some shady tactics from Trump's exclusive golf club. And no, this wasn't just a simple billing mishap. It was an entire drama filled with intrigue, mystery, and a whole lot of attitude. Before we dive into this juicy saga, I have a small favor to ask. If you're enjoying this content, please take a second to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a moment, and it makes a huge difference. Thanks a lot. Now, let's jump back into the action. Oh, and there's more. Trump's reaction? A full-blown Twitter tantrum that might make even a toddler blush. This showdown is shaping up to be more entertaining than watching Trump struggle to pronounce the word anonymous. Picture this. Samuel L. Jackson, probably relaxing at home, doing what he does best, channeling that iconic energy, maybe practicing his legendary catchphrases. Then, out of nowhere, a bill from Trump's posh golf club shows up in a
time travel.
Donald Trump, you are in a feud with Donald Trump right now. Do you know this?
No, I don't.
Because it's very exciting.
Oh,
for
really?
me, because he doesn't like me either, and so anytime there's somebody new he doesn't like, I feel a fraternity, a brotherhood with it.
Yeah, and I had my assistant call and tell him I don't really belong to that club and I haven't been there in 3 years. And they go, well, you are a member and here's your member number. Okay, so we're having beef?
You're having beef because I guess you said in an interview that you were a better golfer than him, and then you told a story. Is this true that he signed you up for one of your golf clubs and didn't tell you?
Yeah.
his mailbox. Talk about a plot twist worthy of a Tarantino flick. Jackson, sitting there scratching his head, must have thought, did I accidentally time travel? Or maybe Trump's trying to recruit me for a golf event. Spoiler alert, it wasn't that cool. Turns out, the golf club's membership was no joke. They claimed Jackson was a bona fide member, complete with a membership number. It's like getting a gym membership you never signed up for, but with a side of Trump. Naturally, Samuel L. Jackson was not happy. Who would be? He was angrier than when snakes invaded his plane. This guy was ready to go off on Trump's shady tactics faster than you can say. So, what does Jackson do? He starts digging into this golf club mystery like it's the plot of his next movie. Maybe he should have brought a lightsaber to cut through all the BS, but hey, who needs one when you've got righteous anger and a Twitter account? And boy, did Jackson find some wild stuff. This wasn't just a simple billing error. Oh no, it was way juicier than that. It turns out Trump might have been padding his club's membership numbers like they're a stack of Trump-branded steaks. Here's the kicker. Jackson wasn't the only celebrity drafted into Trump's golf army. Apparently, some other famous faces had been signed up for this exclusive club without their consent. It was like a twisted, backwards version of the Hollywood Walk of Fame, except no one asked to be there. Even wilder? Some of these unsuspecting members had been billed for years. It's like Trump was running a reverse Robin Hood scheme, stealing from the rich to give to himself. Classy move, Donnie. As Jackson dug deeper, he started uncovering some troubling patterns. Turns out, Trump
here in 2016. I can't believe it's been that long. That's why we're so happy to have you back. It was 2016 the last time you were here.
Really?
Last time you were here was before the election.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a different world. You have a little cautionary tale for us. Jim?
Please. Don't think the other thing can't happen, because that's why the Brexit is trying to get a recall right now.
We have a clip here. Very few people thought that President Trump could actually make it to the Oval Office.
And I did.
had been playing fast and loose with the truth about his club's so-called exclusivity. He'd been bragging about how his golf club was so elite, so hard to get into. only for the creme de la creme of society. Meanwhile, he was handing out memberships like they were MAGA hats at a rally. Talk about alternative facts, huh? Now, you know Samuel L. Jackson's not the type to back down from a fight. This guy has faced off against snakes on a plane, dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, and even Nick Fury's optometrist. But this was a whole new level of ridiculousness. So what does Trump do? Well, we know him all too well. Someone calls him out, and his tiny thumbs start twitching like they're doing the cha-cha slide. He hops on Twitter, probably sitting on his golden throne, scrolling through his feed, when bam, he sees Jackson's comments about the whole golf club fiasco. Instead of doing something mature, like, I don't know, explaining the mix-up or maybe apologizing for the mistake, Trump goes into full attack mode. And what better way to make himself look presidential than by throwing a tantrum on social media, right? His tweet was a
Attack mode.
What did you think of that MFer Donald Trump tweeting that you're a boring actor who does too many TV commercials?
Oh my God, did he tweet that?
Yeah, he did.
Speaking of which, the number one question for you was, what's in your wallet?
My wife's hand.
There you go. Your new Capital One commercial comes out during March Madness. What was your reaction to that?
I look at my bank account, I laugh.
Masterpiece of pettiness. Trump claimed he didn't even know who Samuel L. Jackson was. Seriously? That's like saying you don't know who Spider-Man is after starring in 8 Marvel movies. But wait, there's more. Trump decided to throw in some extra shade, criticizing Jackson for doing too many TV commercials. Really? Coming from a guy who slapped his name on everything from steaks to universities? I'm surprised Trump hasn't branded his own line of toilet paper yet. But the real kicker here? Trump's tweet backfired faster than one of his business ventures. Fans of Samuel L. Jackson weren't having any of this nonsense. They rallied behind him faster than you can say, "Make America golf again." Now, let's break down the Twitter battle a bit more. Trump didn't just deny knowing Jackson. He went full roast mode, attacking him for appearing in too many commercials. Coming from someone who has turned his name into a brand, that was rich. Trump's entire strategy seemed to be about claiming he didn't know people he actually knew, like Rosie O'Donnell or John Legend. Maybe someone should get Trump a memory foam pillow for those moments of celebrity amnesia. And Trump's Twitter feuds aren't exactly a rare occurrence. He's had online spats with more celebrities than you can shake a golf club at. Remember when he went after Meryl Streep or Alec Baldwin? It's like Trump's trying to collect Twitter fights the way people collect Pokemon cards. But here's the interesting part. Jackson's fans weren't having any of it. They came out in full force, defending him like he was their personal superhero. It was a full-on social media war, and Trump's response? About as effective as a toddler throwing a tantrum. Jackson's fans roasted him on Twitter, pointing out how petty and ineffective his response was. And it wasn't just a one-time spat. This feud had been brewing for years. Jackson had accused Trump of cheating during a golf game in the past, which, let's be honest, is about as surprising as discovering water is wet. Since then, the bad blood had been flowing. But hold on to your hats, folks, because Samuel L. Jackson wasn't done yet. Oh no, he wasn't about to let Trump's lies slide like butter on a hot pancake. Instead of just responding with a tweet, Jackson went straight for the jugular and posted something far juicier. Cold, hard evidence. That's right. He posted a picture of the bill from Trump's golf club, proving that Trump's claims were complete BS. Talk about a hole-in-one. And Jackson didn't stop there. He captioned the post with a zinger. "I'm going to block his ass too." Now that's what I call a presidential veto. Jackson's Instagram post spread faster than Trump's lies at a press conference. It was a social media wildfire. People shared it, laughed about it, and used it as proof that Trump's memory is about as reliable as his hair color. This wasn't just a social media roast, it was a full-on takedown. But of course, even a badass like Samuel L. Jackson has his moments. In his eagerness to expose Trump's shady tactics, Jackson ended up revealing something a little more personal than he intended. His home address was visible on that golf club bill. Oops. Even the toughest among us can have a senior moment. Sharing personal info like that isn't just risky, It could have legal implications and bring unwanted attention. Despite this little hiccup, Jackson's posts spread like wildfire. The internet exploded with
Think I can make something else come true?
Sure.
No, I can't do that.
No.
There'll be
What is
people knocking on my door.
How's it feel to be right that it could happen?
I don't want to
Nobody
be
called.
right. I didn't want to be right. I hoped I was trying to be funny. Yeah, we don't get it.
And,
Yeah,
and 2 years. No, you've looked at have you looked at the crop of challengers to the president? Or is there anybody out there who really afloats your boat?
not yet.
I think you were trying to make sure people would go vote.
I was really hoping people would go vote, and I hope they'll go vote now because now they know what can happen.
praise for him, calling out Trump's lies and cheering for Jackson's bold stance. It was like watching a real-life version of Snakes on a Plane, but instead of snakes, we had lies. And instead of a plane, we had social media. Jackson was piloting this truth mobile like a boss. So, what have we learned from all this? First, even Hollywood's toughest can slip up on social media. Second, the line between activism and privacy is thinner than you might think. And lastly, if you're going to take on someone like Trump, maybe double-check your posts before you hit share. But one thing's for sure, Samuel L. Jackson isn't just kicking but on the